I have a bunch of new stuff for you guys, so welcome to another mailbag video. Hope you like it. Let's start with the first product. Remember that this video series is a guide for you to know what we have on the market, in order to use them for your own ideas. I buy them so you don't have to. And by you don't have to, I mean that I sacrifice my wallet and my marriage so you can stay safely on your couch. You're welcome. Because my workshop was not crowded enough with parts for projects that I might never finish. So I bought more. I think that my mailman thinks that I'm a hoarder of some sort. Parts for project here. Parts for projects in all these boxes. More components for projects here. Parts here, also here and there. This is called Soldr and is a portable soldering station for makers. And I have to say it looks pretty promising, as you can see, all-in-one, modular, portable and open source. What? Yeah, it's really just called Soldr. I'm surprised it's not in a box that says things that get hot. The bag has two levels, and on the first level we have some tools like pliers, a cleaning brush, we have some flux, even a testing PCB so you could test it out. And inside of these metal cases we have a portable soldering iron of 100 watts, which is quite nice, and some extra tips. Yeah, up to 100 watts. That's enough power to solder a PCB or to mark your finger with the logo of Electronoobs for life. Trust me, don't try it. Here we have the flux, the practicing PCB, and you also get a pocket-sized multimeter. It's mini, but it has multiple modes, as you can see. Pretty nice. Let's see how fast it is. The logo, 20 degrees. Look at it. It's already smoking. It's already at 350 degrees, so yeah, very fast. And I'm running it at 12 volts because I don't have a 20 volts adapter. But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so that's all we have on level 1, but the cool part is on level 2. You can open this and have a soldering station. But wait, that's the 3D printed case with some metal base, but it comes with a full bag of accessories. And this is the cool part. You see, this metal base is magnetic, and then you have this grid shape, and then a bunch of accessories which you have to assemble, but they have magnets inside, and you can place it here, you can place it here, for example. So you can select different accessories and place them and make your own soldering station however you want. Magnets will make everything 200% more satisfying. If it has neodymium magnets inside of it, I don't care what it will do, I will buy it. Now you'll have to assemble most of the accessories, which are 3D printed, and with some metal parts. For example, I've assembled this, which is a fume extractor. It has here a light and the extractor. So by selecting the components, you can make your own table, the multimeter, the solder wire, and so on. And for example, you can add this here with magnets and it will extract the fumes, and it also has the light, so you could work below here. And you have a bunch of other accessories like plier supports, you have wire supports, you also have dispensers for the flux, for the solder paste, and so on. And I think that are still making and designing other accessories that you could just print and add them here with magnets. Pretty cool. There are some that I don't even know what they are used for. I mean, this is for winding your cable, but for example, this prism is what, for seeing the PCB from below? Not sure. I'll have to watch to see the website for that. So as you can see, you can select the accessories that you usually use for your job, and depending on the job that you might do, you might use one accessories or the other. So make it your own, personalize it. Pretty cool. It's a good idea. So guys, if you want this yourself as well, you have the links as always in the description below. Okay guys, the next product, believe it or not, is an ESP32. I was not aware of the existence of the S3 version, which is so cool. I've used it for my MSLA printer. It costs almost the same, but it has so much more. Just when you think you were mastering one chip, Espressif releases another version just to remind you that your current project is now obsolete. The first cool feature about the S3 is that it has dual cores, and I've used this with my MSLA printer, and that was crucial for that project because one core was working with the printing process and the pictures, and the other core was just related with the communication, and that made the code a lot smoother, easier, and also a lot more efficient. An extra from the S2 version, this one has Bluetooth 5 and 512 kilobytes of RAM. Oh, and it also has vector instructions for AI acceleration. For example, for face recognition is 10 times faster than the S2.
What?
Who would said AI on an ESP32? So now my microcontroller can analyze my face and judge me in real time when my code fails for the 10th time. It also has more digital pins. It has 45 digital outputs or inputs compared with only 43 of the S2. And it also has a motor controller or MCPWM. It has two modules for 6 outputs. It has two I2C ports, but also two I2S ports for audio. And talking about ports, it has two OTG ports and also a JTAG port. And this specific model has an external antenna for better Wi-Fi range. So if you also want one, check the links below. The next product are my new glasses. Nah guys, just kidding. These are some cheap $2 glasses that I bought from AliExpress. I thought they were cool and I thought I should use them in my videos to make like a character. Hope you like them. Anyway. Okay, so the next mailbag part are two PCBs that I've designed for future projects. I want to show them to you so you would know what to expect in the future as projects for this channel. One PCB is for a powerful BMS and the other one is for a spot welder that I'm building. Okay, so first the BMS board. Why make a BMS when you can easily buy one? Actually, I have a lot of BMSs here which are quite cheap. Well, because this is not a normal BMS. This will be a BMS for solar batteries, which could easily cost you more than $50. Why buy a factory-tested BMS for $50 when you could spend 3 or 4 weeks designing your own, pay $20 more for shipping, solder the components and risk burning your workshop down? Well, because we're makers. That's why. I want to make tests and see if I can make one myself with good quality. This will be for a 6S battery pack and is made to withstand around 100 amps, which is a lot. And also it has a bunch of sensor for safety. So yeah, stay tuned for this project because it will be quite interesting. Oh, and again, it will be based on an ESP32. So we have Wi-Fi. So we can see the data of charging the batteries in real time, maybe make some graphs and see the status of your battery. Pretty neat. The other PCB is for spot welder. You see, I recently disassembled a microwave oven and took out this huge transformer. Savaging microwave transformers is a great way to meet Jesus early. So don't touch the high voltage side unless you want your heart to skip a beat. Permanently. So yeah, this could output up to 4000 volts, but if you place it backwards and instead of using that secondary you replace it with a very thick one loop of wire, you'll get very low voltage but a lot of current. So yeah, I will use this controller board which I will assemble together with a foot pedal and also some other parts to make my own low-cost spot welder with these parts here. And as always for this project, I will share everything for free with you guys. The PCB files, the code that you need, maybe some 3D printed enclosure, everything. So maybe consider supporting my channel just by commenting below or give this project a like, because that will make YouTube promote me a lot more. Or if you want, you can just check my Patreon page. Links are below. Okay, the next parts are for testing for a future project, because I want to make all my drills and my power tools handheld and with batteries. For example, this angle grinder, I want to make tests to see how to pass this from AC to work with batteries. And lose this. Actually, it's quite common that these tools will use an universal motor, which could work with both AC and DC voltages. But you see, power tools batteries that we use with this kind of drills, for example, are usually of 20 volts, maybe up to 40 volts. But to control this, we need maybe 200 volts DC. So I'm testing some ideas. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that we need a lot of power, but this is a 300 watts, no, 250 and 300 watts boost converter, and hopefully I can get to 200 volts, we will see. And I say supposedly 300 watts because this is like eBay watts. Maybe it will get to 150 watts, who knows. But yeah, I just want to test it to see the maximum voltage and maybe make my own boost converter for more power and integrate it inside of a power tool, and just like that change it to DC and batteries. So I've connected the boost converter to my supply at 21 volts and it works. I get some decent voltage amount, but the power is quite low. Yeah, so maybe I should make some more tests or even get a bigger boost converter. But the converters are working quite well and they are not too expensive. So yeah, that's why I bought it, because we have to learn in order to change stuff. But wait, this will not go alone. The next product is for the same project. This is a kit for brushless motors for power tools. It's basically what we have inside of one of these, but it already has the control for the speed, it already has the motor, even the battery connector and the ESC. And believe it or not, this cost me only $10. So if I go ahead and connect this to a battery, as you can see, the motor tries to spin, but usually this will go inside of a tool. So since this is not supported, is not held in place by this bearing and this here, it would just have a lot of friction with the motor and does not spin. But my idea is to not use this motor, but to use a bigger brushless motor with this ESC and this soft control here. Actually, I bought this for only $10 with the motor, but if you go on AliExpress, you can find only the ESC for like $6, and I think the control here for like $2. So if you want to make it even cheaper, if you want to use your own motor, just buy the model without the motor. I've got my motor connected, and it works, but as you can see, it has a very abrupt stop. I don't like that. Imagine having this inside of your tool. But it works. I can control the speed. Oh damn, the stop is very abrupt. God damn. So with like $6 or $7 or even $8, you get this, the ESC, quite powerful ESC, and this control, which is very smooth. You can control the speed and the direction with this pin here, as in any other tool. So I'll make more tests. Actually, I want to test this with an even bigger motor, because imagine passing this to be handheld with batteries. It would be awesome. So guys, stay tuned for all the ideas that I have for this project and see how I'll make my tools to be handheld and also with batteries. I want to make the drill, the angle grinder, and a bunch of other tools, everything to work with the same batteries. Okay guys, for the next part, I've ordered the parts for a simple but a cool project. Actually the opposite of cool. You see, my wife has a little bit of bruxism, and I've seen some jaw massager that could help, but those cost a lot. So as always, I said, hold my beer, I'll do that myself. Making experiments on my wife with something that vibrates and gets hot, I'm not sure if this will be the road to best husband ever or maybe a divorce. So I bought these very small heaters and some very small vibration motors. I actually bought 3 types of heaters with different sizes and different maximum temperatures to make some tests, because this will go against the jaw. And I've also bought these thermistors that will automatically jump when the 70 degrees I think is reached, or 80 degrees, because this will be controlled with an Arduino or maybe an ESP32. So, and if that fails, you need something to jump automatically even if the ESP32 doesn't work. So this will cut off the circuit when 70 degrees or something like that will be reached, in order to not burn yourself. So this will have a 3D case printed with a material that could withstand higher temperatures. Actually, this won't get too hot, maybe 70 degrees. It will have an Arduino to control the vibration with a MOSFET. It will have that motor, so basically it will get against your jaw, heat it up and also vibrate, and with that it will get better your bruxism. Hopefully it will work. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So for just a few dollars I bought some heaters, thermistors, the motors, and it will also have obviously a battery and a charger. Man, the rest I think it will be a MOSFET and an Arduino, who knows. Yeah, the idea is to make this as compact as possible. And finally, I bought a portable soldering iron that showed on my TikTok page for like 50 times, so I had to buy it. So yeah, TikTok told me to buy this. The place where you can see people dancing and using hot glue for everything now recommend me power tools. So yeah, I have very low expectations for this. Now this is the iron and this is fully portable. Now this is not new. We do had some portable irons like this one, the TS80, which is very good quality. The difference is that this does not have a battery. It works only when you plug it with a USB Type-C here connector. But instead of that, this one has a battery inside. That one, this is fully portable. You can just take it out, turn it on and work with it. So having a portable iron like this one with battery is so cool. Actually, I've tried to make one myself, if you remember that. But the problem with these ones is, since it's using only 4 volts from the battery, it will be quite slow. Now the tip is quite good. You can work with it up to, I think, 20 volts. But at 5 volts, it will get to lower power and less speed. So yeah, let's test it out. By the way, I bought this not because it's a very good soldering iron, but because it was costing like $12 or maybe $15. I can't remember. I'll place the price here on the screen. But yeah, it's so cheap that I had to test it out to see if it worth the money or not. Okay, let's just turn it on. and is now heating. Let's see when we can melt solder. I don't have a timer, but more or less we can see the time. 120. As I told you, it's a bit slow. It's smoking. And there you have it. Now it's melting solder. So yeah, it took some time to get to this temperature. Actually, I will try to measure it. 240 degrees, but here it says 340. Actually guys, my bad, in the previous test I've turned it off, and as you can see, it does reach the to 350 degrees, 340 I have on the screen. Actually, it overpassed a little bit the value, so we can maybe even increase it even more. 420, let's see if I can get to 420. Supposedly now we are at 420. I mean, it's getting there, but very, very slow. Even if on the screen it says that it's already at 420. So for only $12 to $15 you get the iron with the battery, get a USB for charging, and 2 extra tips with different shapes. Also this typical sponge and some solder, which are very, very bad. That's not important. But yeah, I think it kind of works if you work outside. These are the tips if you want to check them out. Very small, but they have some decent power if you connect it to the correct voltage, not only 4 volts. So yeah, it's quite slow. You can actually go, make a cup of coffee, check your emails, and then come back, and maybe the solder is melted. Yeah, just kidding guys. So would I use this for an everyday job? No, not at all. But for something fast, if I don't want to get my soldering station, if I'm working outside and have to solder some wires, yeah, for $15 I would buy it and have it with me, have it charged here, just turn it on, make some fast job, and that's it. Pretty nice. Now I know that I said that the iron was the last part, but I also bought this. I've seen it on TikTok shop, but this is not from TikTok. This is from AliExpress actually, and it only cost me like $10. And it's something that I can't use yet because I don't have the sand for this. I don't want to use this with normal sand, but this is a sand cleaner. So you connect this to your air compressor and it will blow sand, and you can clean rust, you can clean plastic and old paint and so on. So for just $10, it's a no-brainer not to buy one of these. It's pretty good build for $10, and I recommend you to have one to clean around. Once I will have the good sand for this, I will show you how it works. Okay guys, so as always, all the links for the products in this video are below in the description if you want to buy something, and I hope that this will help you understand what new modules or products you have on the market that you could use for your workshop, even tools if you need them. And yeah, if you like my videos and these videos help you, consider commenting below, give me a like, or maybe support me on Patreon. Keep up you guys!